What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Just a quick little show for you guys this Saturday afternoon, or it's afternoon down here, Eastern time. Anyways, college football is getting kicked off. I want to talk a little bit about Matthew Golden and the opportunity that lies in front of him potentially tomorrow as the Packers travel to Cleveland for a 1 o'clock kickoff to try to take on the Browns. So excited to dive into a little bit of that information for you guys and gals and just talk about, hey, not only is there a void already in place with Christian Watson starting the season on PUP or IR, right? You've also got now Jaden Reed going to the IR. He's going to miss several weeks. And then you've got Tucker Kraft injured as well. So we'll talk about why Matthew Golden, in my opinion, is absolutely poised to take that next step and show that he is worthy of that first round pick. I know the stats have looked a little minute up to this point. We'll talk about why that is as well. Before we do, though, you guys do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your afternoon. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. We go live for pregame shows, postgame shows, film analysis, stat breakdown, the whole 9 yards. So if you're looking for daily content, make sure you click subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when we do go live like this, even though it wasn't scheduled. I'll tell you what is scheduled. We will be doing a pregame show 1 hour before kickoff tomorrow. Really excited to dive into all the latest information. We'll give you live shots from the stadium. We'll talk about who's active, who's inactive, and just a little mini preview before the game kicks off. And then immediately following Packers-Browns, we'll be live back in the studio for a post-game show. So make sure you're subscribed here. Let's dive into it, guys. The stage is set for Matthew Golden's breakout game. Green Bay Packers rookie Matthew Golden's poised for a breakout performance despite a slow start to the 2025 NFL season. Several factors are aligning for a potential surge in production, most notably an injury to a key starter and Golden's elite physical talent. Here is what I love about Matthew Golden. We're going to play this clip real quick. There was multiple cameras caught this audio, this video from the locker room the other day. So credit to everyone who was in the locker room doing this interview. But really, really cool stuff. I want you to listen to how Matthew Golden responds to the opportunity here, okay? And this is really cool because, again, how many receivers would be not making excuses, but be talking about why they haven't had a breakout year yet, right? Most receivers, as we would all agree, kind of divas, right? It just kind of goes with the territory. Same thing with cornerbacks. When you're out there on an island, you've got to be confident. You got to be cocky. You got to have a certain level of arrogance to your game, right? I love Matthew Golden in his answer right here as he's kind of asked about, the upcoming game and whatnot. Listen to what he says, guys. This sounds like a 10-year vet. This does not sound like a rookie.
Yeah, obviously you want to make every play that comes your way. You want to make plays. Like I said, we 2-0. That's all I care about. So, I know whenever my number is called, I'll be ready. That's all I'm looking at. So, I'm glad get to play with a group of guys like this. And, you can just focus on what you need to do. We got guys in the room. We all can do things differently, but at the same time, we can all run and get open. So, I know I can depend on any one of them guys, and I know they can depend on me. So, we got that good relationship in the room, I feel like.
Love it. Love it. It's absolutely huge for the wide receiver room. Love what he said there, too. We're 2-0. That's all I care about. Absolutely love it. So let's talk about his background a little bit, right? First round talent with elite traits. Matthew Golden was drafted by the Packers in the first round, 23rd overall, the 2025 NFL draft out of the University of Texas. He was the first wide receiver Green Bay had selected in the first round since 2002. Big storyline of the offseason, obviously. College production. Golden finished his final collegiate season at Texas with 58 receptions, 987 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. He has elite speed when you're talking about the traits. At the NFL scouting combine, Golden ran the fastest 40-yard dash among wide receivers, clocking in at a 4.29 40-yard dash. Advanced skill sets. In addition of his speed, scouts praise Golden for his polish, body control, route running, and competitiveness at the catch point. He's had a slow start to the 25 season. Through the first 2 games of his rookie season, Golden saw limited action and production despite high expectations. Against the Lions, Golden had 2 catches for 16 yards. Week 2, he was targeted twice against the Commanders, but recorded no receptions. Limited usage through 2 weeks. He had a modest 4 targets on 53 attempts by quarterback Jordan Love. You're a little concerned about that, right? But I want you to look at this tweet here from Kyle Gerard Bauer. I hope I'm saying that last name right there, buddy. He says, the Matthew Golden breakout game was almost there last night. This was obviously referring to last week's game against the Commanders. 33-yard touchdown that was underthrown. You can see there in the end zone, the image on the right. Obviously, listen, when Jordan Love is off to one of his best starts of his young career, and you still have plays like this that aren't hitting, it's a great thing for Jordan Love too. So in no way, shape, or form is this to knock Jordan. Quarterbacks are going to miss throws. It's going to happen. And they've got to get that timing down. When you got someone who runs a 4.2 40, 1 second you're worried about underthrowing them, the next second you're overthrowing because you want to put enough air under it for them as well. So they'll get that fine tuned. There's no doubt in my mind. He also had a 92-yard touchdown that was just a tick overthrown. So you see Jordan underthrowing, overthrowing Matthew Golden. As soon as they hone that in, it's kind of like zeroing in a rifle, right? I know we got a lot of rednecks that watch this show because my accent. When you're zeroing in that rifle, man, you're listen, you're missing high, you're missing low, you're missing low left. It's all about those adjustments in between. Once they get on the same page, it's going to be absolutely awesome. As Kyle says here in the tweet, more opportunities coming with Jay Reed missing time. All right, let's move along here. However, coaches expressed that Golden was open on several plays, and the missed opportunities were more of a result of chemistry issues than Golden's performance. You see here with this graph and with this this information that we're showing here, I think it's from PFF if I remember correctly, and it's at Throw the Damn Ball on X that shared this graphic. I want to give credit there. So what you've got, guys, and everybody listening on the podcast, you've got this chart, right, where on the left side of the screen running vertically, you've got its catch point and yak grade, and then running horizontally from left to right on the bottom, you've got raw PFF separation grade. Okay, so PFF has a raw separation grade. Essentially, it's who is good, how good are these players at creating separation from their coverage. How good is Matthew Golden? He leads the league in basically raw separation, raw PFF separation grade at a positive 0.4. Guys, there's no one near him. No one near him. Dontavion Wicks actually in the quadrant next to him. So now, again, when you look at the catch point and rack grade, that's where he's below the median line. So I think that with chemistry, that's going to fix itself. But the point here is Matthew Golden is creating separation. The opportunities are going to be there now that he's going to be on the field even more. And Jordan Love's not going to be able to look for number 11, Jaden Reed. I'll tell you another one, too, we'll talk about in a second, Tucker Kraft, with him not being there. That's been Jay Love's favorite target in this young season, right? And that's what we're hitting on right here. Reasons for an impending breakout game, increased opportunity due to injuries. The most significant factor for an immediate breakout is the injury to starting wide receiver Jaden Reed and tight end Tucker Kraft. Elevated role, Reed's absence thrust Golden into a more prominent role in the Packers' offense in week 2, leading to an increase in his percentage of offensive snaps. More snaps equal more targets equal more catches equals, obviously, production. Filling a void along with the long-term injury of Christian Watson, Reed's absence, and Kraft's potentially limited role with the knee gives Golden a critical opportunity to fill a void in targets and become a more central part of the passing attack. All right. Now let's talk about his talented skill set. Golden has the raw talent to be a game breaker, which the Packers offense has lacked. He's got game-changing speed, 4.29 40-yard dash, creates a deep threat that can stretch the field and open up the offense. This explosiveness gives him the ability to turn a simple catch into a huge gain. Guys, that's not just take the top off the defense. That's also a little stutter route, catch a slant, and go and run away from defenders it's also huge as well. You can see here just a quick graphic. Check it out over at NFL.com. It's got his total score grade, everything in terms of his draft status there, according to NFL.com. Let's talk about his versatility. Golden has the skill set to play both inside in the slot and outside, giving offensive coaches maximum flexibility in how to deploy him. Why are we mentioning that? Remember Greg Cosell, as we were leading up to the draft, Golden was on the short list of wide receivers that we thought, okay, the Packers are going to take a wide receiver. These 5, maybe 6 receivers are in the ballpark of where they're picking there in the first round, and possibly the second. We included some of those. Many people were saying, well, Golden's just a slot. We already got a slot. Guys, we got to stop thinking like it's 2003. The NFL has changed so much. And now that you've got the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur coaching tree running rampant through the NFL, those Zs are what we refer to as moving Zs. Moving Zs are essentially the same skill set as a slot receiver. So you'll have a slot in F in Matt LaFleur's offense that starts in the slot and then cheats out and is technically Z outside. as Greg Cosell pointed out, when you're in the nasty splits and you're inside the numbers with your receivers, these condensed sets, both of those receivers in those condensed sets, whether it's a true stack or a semi-stack look, they might as well be outside receivers. What does that mean? To be an outside receiver, you need speed to take the top off the defense. You need to be able to work out breaking routes. Matthew Golden does both of those. And anybody who lines up in those stack looks out of nasty splits, you got to have that skill set. He has that skill set. That's why you got to be careful who you listen to and putting too much stock into, well, he's technically a slot. He's built like a slot. He's not an outside receiver. The game has changed. The game has completely changed in the National Football League. All right, developing chemistry. Quarterback Jordan Love and the coaching staff have expressed confidence in Golden's talent and believe in a breakout is imminent. All right, let's talk about history of late season college production. Let's take it back to college. All right, why do we think when the lights come on, when they say, hey, we got to go, you're going to be our go-to guy because we're banged up with Jaden Reed being out, Christian Watson being out, Tucker Kraft being out. Why do we think he's capable of rising to that occasion? Golden was at his best in the biggest games during his final collegiate season at Texas. Postseason explosion over his final 4 games, including the SEC championship and college football playoff. Golden averaged 102.8 receiving yards. Season's on the line, boys, right? Who stepped up? It wasn't Isaiah Bond, who was supposed to be the number 1 receiver there in Texas as he transferred over from Alabama. It ended up being Matthew Golden, clutch performer. He's shown he can produce under pressure with standout performances late in the season against elite competition. The history suggests he can handle the heightened pressure of the NFL. Really excited about this opportunity for him. And listen, guys, if he comes out and has a gooser on Sunday, that doesn't mean he's a bust. We're simply saying he's going to get more snaps and most likely will get more targets. Now, don't think for a second the Cleveland Browns defense and their defensive coordinator doesn't know Matthew Golden's got 4.2 speed. Believe me, they do, right? But if they load the box to stop Josh Jacobs, if they choose to play it that way, you're going to amplify the opportunities of Matthew Golden over the top. If they load the box and play off coverage, he can work back on those hitch and those comeback routes, which he was really, really good at Texas. You guys remember we did the film study, the breakdown when Matthew Golden was drafted. You'd see him stretch the pre-snap look of a 9 route. He'd hitch back toward the sideline, and as he caught the ball strong at the catch point, would jab back inside and work back up. Most of the time, it's a curl, work your way out. He would work a hitch or a comeback and work his way back in because he's got that elite athleticism. Now, listen, I want to point out, the Cleveland Browns, it's easy to poke fun at an organization like that, right? Their defense is solid, guys. Run defense is a little bit better than their pass defense, but their pass defense is nothing to shake a stick at here. I'm telling you, when you look at pass defense across the league, and this is yards per pass attempt, right? So this is kind of passing efficiency, essentially. Green Bay leads the way in pass defense at 4.7 yards per pass attempt allowed. The LA Chargers and the LA Rams are tied for second at 4.9. The Arizona Cardinals are fourth at 5.1. And then you've got the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons tied for fifth at 5.3. Next, you got the Minnesota Vikings, seventh at 5.5. And then in this cluster here, tied for essentially, what is that, eighth position, you've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, Indianapolis Colts, and the Cleveland Browns. So they are essentially through 2 games, short season, obviously, short sample size. But the Cleveland Browns have the 10th best passing defense, really the 8th best passing defense in the league right now. They're tied for 8th. So it's not like, oh, this is a bad defense. Matthew Golden's going to go out there and expose them. No, but it's worth mentioning that if they do key in on stopping the run, that's why I was saying let's get the RPO game going a little bit. Give me some bubble screens. Get me some smoke screens out of the RPO approach. That way, if you see that stellar linebacker core, which they've got 2 of the better linebackers in the league back there, and they're at that second level, that midline, if they start to bend outside towards those bubble screens, towards those smoke screens, guess what you do? You just keep that ball in the belly of Josh Jacobs and you run it down their throat. Now, if they start to cheat those backers in and you see that slot corner or that box safety that's coming down to help in coverage, if you see them cheating inside to stop the run, which I think we'll see that because they are a run-stop team first, a run-stop defense first, let's start to fire that out there on the bubble. And I'm telling you, Matthew Golden with the +1 hat count on a bubble screen with blockers in front of him, one of which could be a Malik Heath or a Dontavion Wicks, or who knows, maybe you show a 12 hybrid look and you put Musgrave, or if Kraft's healthy, you put him out there in the number 2 and you let him be a lead blocker in that regard. You're going to pull a backer out, force a corner inside, and that's going to even make the run game weak. Now, if they choose to key in on the run and they keep the backer inside and they've got a corner on Tucker Kraft, you love the opportunity in a bubble screen if they bite on the run to get Matthew Golden the ball in space with Tucker Kraft blocking on a corner. So there's a lot of different matchups that you can highlight there. Okay. And again, it goes back to what we started with, guys. Matthew Golden, yes, limited production, limited opportunities, but his attitude is in the right spot. You heard the audio. 2-0 is all I care about. You see his tweet right here on September 13th, 2-0 with the cheese emoji. Not, listen, I'm not saying that he would have went out there and been negative on Twitter or in the public. You know how easy it would have been, though, to be pissed off that you wasn't a huge part of the offense and just not tweeted and just been like, I'm not even. The fact that he went out of his way to throw a tweet up to make sure the Packer fans know and the NFL fans know, the other 31 teams, that, hey, I could give a rat's ass what my stat line looks like. We're 2-0, baby, and we're marching toward a Super Bowl contending year. It's just absolutely awesome. So final outlook here, while Golden's slow start may have caused panic among some fans, his potential for a breakout game remains high. The combination of his elite physical tools, a clear path to more playing time due to injuries, and a track record of performing well in critical moments makes a breakout imminent. As he continues to build chemistry with Jordan Love, his game-breaking speed and reliable hands could turn him into a focal point of the Packers passing offense. That moment may occur in Cleveland tomorrow. So there you go. This is a quick little breakdown of what I think might be on the horizon for Matthew Golden. Do me a favor, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think this is the game that Matthew Golden breaks out? Do you think it's something that he's going to warrant a little bit of extra attention because they know about the 4.240 speed and it opens up the game for maybe a Romeo Doubs or a Dontavion Wicks or another name I'm going to throw out there, another rookie, Savion Williams? Don't be surprised if they put him in the 3 to trips left look and have Golden on the outside to make the safety bend towards the sideline and open up some of those cutback lanes on those bubble screens for somebody like a Savion Williams. So going to be exciting. Let me know in the comments what you think about Matthew Golden, what you think about the Packers' chances of beating the Browns tomorrow. As it sits right now, they're 7.5-point favorites. But, guys, you know how it is, especially on the road. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. So looking forward to seeing how everything unfolds tomorrow. Make sure you check us out on the pregame show 1 hour before we kick off. This is PTA. My name's Clayton. Y'all take care.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.